Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome to the studio right now Eliza Dushku and Louisa Krause.
Yes.
Making sure I got that right. Ladies, hello. How are you?
Great, thanks.
You will not remember Eliza, but I've run into you many times at many a Comic-Con.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I'm
doing
sorry.
your appearance.
I should
No,
remember.
there's no way. You see thousands of people.
Doesn't matter. I should remember, and I apologize.
No, there's no way. Absolutely. I'm giving you the out. Please take it. Yeah, I've seen you for years at the Comic-Cons, and I was always amazed that you went and you always enjoyed doing them.
I do.
Like you interact with the people all the time, because sometimes there's that weird lull depending on which con it is and where everything's set up. Sometimes they have the autograph sessions near the artist alley, so it's like a weird mix cross of people. And then, so it seems like there's a lull, like nobody's on the side where all these celebrities are to get stuff. And then when all the artist people move out of the way, all the other people who are waiting on the line in the back come pushing through, and then it's a huge mob scene.
Yeah.
But you take the time to interact with all your fans, no matter what project it is, from Buffy all the way up to your current stuff.
They're the bomb. I mean, the fans are so bomb. They're so special to me, and I'm so grateful, and I just think... And I think more and more actors are coming to realize that. I see more and more, actors from films and some of these cult TV shows coming, and it really is an amazing experience. And you have fans going in, and then you have like super loyal, like diehard fans coming out, and they get that chance to.
And you were going to these before, not I want to say not before they were cool, but before they were mainstream acceptable.
I think because Buffy and the Whedonverse had that. I mean, we were doing posting board things at Joss's house back when I first joined Buffy when I was 17, and that was unheard of. So there were already these chat rooms and these this entire community, and then they would have parties in LA, and the posting board community members would come from around the world and come to the party. So that was really early on, and I was exposed to it.
Yeah, I just thought it was great that you adapted to it so early, especially in Joss's universe there, like you said. It's like when all these movie stars now realize, oh, it's cool to be back on television again. Instead of just being the movie star, TV is sort of the new place for movie stars to go. And you were there before everybody. Now you're just looking at everybody else. Like, I've already been here.
And
welcome
talk
to the
about
party.
Loyalty. I mean, they are the kind of fans that then, even with our movie Jane Wants a Boyfriend, we did a crowdfunding, and they, I think a number of Buffy fans chipped in and supported the film and us finishing the film, and which is just incredible. So they don't just kind of stick with you for that genre. Like they follow you, and I love that. And so many of them are excited about Jane, and that makes me really happy because it's a really special movie to me, and a lot of them know me as just the badass in leather pants, and in this movie it's a really raw it's not like the movie's funny and sparkly, but it's also raw and emotional, and it's one of the first times I've really been that way in a performance, and I'm really excited about it, and I get to do it with this amazing actress here.
What you just said, I think that's how people know this movie's good and you're playing a good character, because you're not wearing the leather pants.
Yes.
Like in Buffy and Jane Silent Bob and Tru Calling. I think at Dollhouse at one point, always the leather pants, very signature.
This is a part of me. I still wear my leather pants. I was wearing them 3 days ago, but there are other parts of me I've come to.
As long as you weren't wearing them for 3 days, then you're okay.
I've done that too. It's
okay,
then
man. They tend to swell, and then it's hard to take off, right?
In the cold, they're like second skin. We're not going to get into a whole other pants discussion. But
Louisa, what is your thoughts on leather pants?
Oh, I love leather pants.
Have you done any of the con stuff? Did you go visit?
No, I've never done any Comic-Con stuff.
You should, because they're everywhere now. Every city has their own con, but like the major ones are San Diego and New York City. So if you're ever in town for one of those, you should pop in and see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, I need to go. Or be in one. Maybe someday I can play a badass and end up in one.
Or like or like a vampire or something.
Yeah.
She knows people who can do vampires. So let's talk about the movie here, Jane Wants a Boyfriend. A little bit of a setup. The movie is out it starts off with your sisters and your parents are moving out of the Queens, right? Is where their house is?
Yes.
It's in Queens. Moving to New Jersey, which your character is not too thrilled about. You had some choice words for the state of New Jersey.
Good.
And your sister, who has Asperger's, wants to. Well, your parents are saying, I think she should come live with you. She wants to come live with you, and then you have to now go through sort of this whole journey, I'll say, of you want her to live with you. You just don't know if you can make it work, and it explores the relationship of her wanting to be more adult, wanting a boyfriend, wanting to pretty much just be like everybody else. So it's difficult for you all these years taking care of her, and it's difficult for her to try to become a normal person, have people accepting that. The Asperger's aspect of the movie here, I have to ask, how much detail was paid to developing the character and making sure you got it just right, because the slightest little thing can set all these groups off, and parents of children who are autistic and have Asperger's, things like that. I mean, God knows nowadays in Hollywood, like Emma Stone was in Aloha and they said, oh, she's a quarter Asian, like she has no Asian in her, and all these
I'm a
Asian
quarter
groups
Asian.
got all upset and everything. So you really have to get the details right as far as any kind of character with those specifics there. What kind of research and what did you look into to doing this part?
Right. Well, I watched a few films and some documentaries, and I spoke with the woman who inspired the story. Her sister's on the spectrum. So I talked to her about specifics, and then I was given sort of a stamp of approval by this young man who is also on the spectrum, who's he's with Autism Speaks, and I guess he saw my audition tape, and he was on set for a day, and he gave me his sort of blessing. And there was someone really close to me who's on the spectrum, so I had all these resources, and and with the script that Jarrett Kerr wrote, I was inspired by the character, and the main thing was I really wanted to be an honest soul, portray an honest soul, and see, and then once we were at the Napa Valley Film Festival, and it's amazing people who have family members who are on this. I mean, they're so. I at least experienced people that were very grateful, and some parents coming up to me saying that I reminded them of their daughter, and so it was a very gratifying experience. And Eliza was so supportive, and Will is a fabulous director, and so it was a combination of everything, and then the editing room they were able to shape. So I gave a lot of options, and they were able to, shape the performance with that.
What an amazing feeling to have when you finish the movie and have the screening start, and to get that kind of reaction where it commends your acting skills to nail the part. Because I think I would be terrified, like, oh my God, am I not doing it justice? Would it come off as somebody thinking that, oh, I'm making fun of the, is it, I don't want to say disease, but is it like syndrome or something like that?
Yeah,
Disorder.
neurodevelopmental disorder.
Like, oh, that one thing, you laid it on a little too thick. You're actually mocking them. Like, all those things would have been
Super
going
brave.
through my head.
Super brave role for her.
Right,
to
exactly.
do.
Yeah, I love Jane. I love the story. And there was like there's this will in me to just want. I really want to be truthful, and I think just having that willpower, I hopefully tap into something, or yeah. I mean, I feel grateful to have been able to play such a amazing role, really, and be part of this an inspiring story. And I really admire everyone's individuality, sort of. I'm a human admirer, so I really just want to get people out there in a real way.
That's awesome.
This is a difficult question to ask because it's hard to be humble with this, but to take on a role like that and to nail it and to get the approval of people who have those people in their family, that is like Oscar-worthy kind of stuff, award-worthy kind of stuff. We'll tone it down so Oscar's like really, a lot of pressure, but award-worthy kind of stuff there. Did any of that go through your head that after you saw that, not just the critics, but the people who have children in their lives that have Asperger's, and they're all saying you did it right, you did it justice. Does it go through your head like, wow, this could really be something for my career?
I mean, no, not really. Getting awards, not really. I mean, I'm more touched by people being touched. I mean, great if that can get the film seen more. That kind of if a performance can get a movie seen more. But it was total teamwork, and Lauren Brady, our producer, Will, the director, Will Sullivan, Eliza, Gabe, Ebert, who's played my boyfriend, Amir Arison. I mean, it was a total team effort, and I'm always about like getting the movie, getting the story out.
Okay. No, I was just,
but yeah, if it can do something
I
for
know
my
it's a
career,
really
too.
hard question to ask, but
She answered it, I thought, beautifully.
Thanks.
She's
I mean,
humble and she's rad.
Yeah, and I would love to have more opportunities and be in more stuff and getting other, because like I said, it's about portraying humanity, and I would love to just play all sorts of different people. So if it can help with that too, great. I'm down.
There's a couple of scenes in the movie. One, I don't want to give too much away, but one, there's a party at her apartment where you pick up a margarita glass.
Oh, yeah.
And you pretend like you're everybody else with a drink, but you lean against the wall. You have your private space moment, but you're imitating everybody else at the party. There's another scene, too, where you pour, I think it was a glass of scotch, scotch, and you're acting out a scene while you're holding it, and you're doing everything a normal person would until you drink it, and then she freaks out and comes back to reality there. That is a very interesting aspect that for people with Asperger's, that they can imitate what they see if they want to.
Yeah.
They can see and like, I can do exactly what that person does and nail it, but they can't apply it to their life to like, well, if I can just imitate that, I can be that and sort of become that and help them try to get over there. I just wanted to commend you on that because I thought both of those roles there, when you picked up the drink and just went off to your side, I'm like, all right, she's imitating everybody.
Yeah.
I've seen that in some people who have that, and I just thought you portrayed it very, very well. The movie is Jane Wants a Boyfriend. It is out today. Tell me a little bit about Jack in the movie here.
Oh, what a babe. Jack is a babe. Jack is this, well, I don't know. I mean, I mean, it's kind of hard to like not give anything away, but Jack appreciates my character's uniqueness, which is so thrilling, and he's such a fabulous actor. I mean, it's so fun to just play with him.
Good. My God.
He does a great scene, and I got to figure out how not to give something away. There's a bar scene where he's having a discussion, and he comes to a realization about Jane when it's told to him, because you think he knows the whole time and he doesn't care, because he's just looking to be sort of a scumbaggy kind of guy, and then does a complete revelation. You're like, wow, this guy really was not exactly where they were building him up to be, and he's the complete opposite.
Right. Yeah, his character, I think they both sort of help each other, Jane and Jack and Jane. Oh, Jarrett Kerr with your writing. Yeah, I mean, how fun. It was pure fun. Also, actually, ridiculously nerve-wracking, too, to be in the headspace that my character was and have see the relationship sort of develop between those two. But I really do think that they ultimately end up helping each other. Which is so beautiful.
It's a great movie. You should definitely go out and see it. Jane Wants a Boyfriend, out in theaters right now. I only have a few more minutes with you. I wanted to talk about two other projects with both of you, if we could. One is that you're in Billions.
Yeah.
Friends of mine are in Billions.
Cool.
Comedian Dan Soder, Catherine Callahan, she's in there, and Brian Koppelman, the guy who created and everything, his sister works here. She does a show here, Jenny Hutt. And Brian came on the show for Billions and everything. It's a small world. Like everybody
Yeah.
from that show, one way or another, I'm finding like a girl I went to high school with is playing a sergeant in this week's episode that makes a big arrest.
gosh.
And then, of course, Melina Ackerman and all that
Oh,
stuff. So
yeah, Mullen, she's
Billions
great.
is an amazing show that everyone didn't really know what this was about. And then all of a sudden it
Right.
hit after
Ooh,
that first
yeah.
episode. And boom, they lit season 2 right away.
Yep.
Are you part of
So
season 2?
fun. I don't know. I hope so. I play Mullen Ackerman's sister. So I am the, what is it? The
You're
sister-in-law.
Lou, right?
Yeah, I'm
Lou,
Lou.
yeah.
I'm Chef Lou, except for I don't talk like that. But I am talking like it now. I don't know why.
You're in New York. It's
so
all right.
funny. It's oh God, I got to ride in a helicopter, you guys.
Oh my
It
god.
was so cool.
That
yeah.
is cool.
My character comes in a little more toward the end of the season, so I'm hoping I come
And
back.
Brody from Homeland is on the show, right? Oh my
Right
god,
on.
love him.
Yeah, so it's cool.
He's dreamy.
Yeah, it's wild.
This dude's dynamic. I mean, he's got yeah.
Keep doing it.
She's gripping something in the air.
He's fun to watch. Do you get to play with him?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't. I play mostly with Mullen
Mullen, she's
and
awesome.
Damien a little bit. We'll see what happens. We'll see where I get to take my cooking skills next. We'll see.
Chef Lou.
Where I take my cooking skills. Yeah.
Well, hopefully Chef Lou shows up in season 2. I just wanted to say Billions is a great show, and you're good on it there,
Thanks,
so I wanted to pay you
man.
that compliment. Eliza, the whole Whedon universe that you were part of from Buffy, of course, people know you from Faith, and Faith continued on for Angel. You also did Tru Calling and Dollhouse. Now, Tru Calling, moderate success, a couple years, and then Dollhouse 2 seasons. Do you think Tru Calling and Dollhouse were a little before their time? Because the way Joss is doing everything now with the Marvel Universe, with the Avengers and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that, had he put these projects out now, I think they would have been a lot more successful than they were. I think they were just kind of put out. They were great stories, but I think they were just put out where people were like, I don't know what to make of this.
Well, they were two very different stories. One was definitely one was definitely a Joss Whedon show, and the other was not. Tru Calling was not. Dollhouse, I think, perhaps it was a little before its time, but it was also on network television. We were with Fox. I don't think we were at the right network for the show.
If that was an
They
FX show, maybe
seemed like
AMC.
it would have been much. I think another home may have served it better. But I mean, also, it was the time slot they gave us was not ideal. But when it came
didn't
down
seem
to
like
it,
they
we were
gave
the
it a
number
fair
one
share.
DVR'd show, and it was like a year before they were able to start counting DVR as a reason to keep a show alive. So we were a little in a sucky spot, but we did get 2 strong seasons, and we were really psyched about that.
Would you go back into that again if he had another project for you?
Go back into what?
To the Whedon
Joss?
universe. Yeah.
He's one of the most talented people I've worked with. I love him. He's given me amazing opportunities. I would pretty much follow the guy anywhere for sure.
What about the superhero stuff? Since he's doing that now, if they said, "Hey, we got a part for you in maybe the next Avengers or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D."
I'd have
or
to check
something.
my schedule and get back to them. But you never know. I mean, of course. If,
Superhero, you
as
don't
I
have
said,
time for
if
that.
Joss, if it fits into my college schedule, I would.
If you thought
I would
your
do
con
it.
experience was crazy up to now, if you got into that universe as well, you're set.
Yeah.
Set for life with that.
Yeah. The character I have coming up in Banshee is a little Faith-esque, and people are excited about
This
that.
is the last season for Banshee, right?
It is, yes.
And you're Agent Veronica
Agent Veronica Dawson.
Dawson.
Violent crimes, yes.
We had the people from Banshee in
They're
for Comic-Con last year.
They're awesome. Yeah, I was with them.
It's amazing, that show. People either don't know it or are extremely dedicated to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to a prison in Boston recently to visit a friend, and it kind of blew my mind. Like every corrections officer in the place was like, "Oh my God, you're on Banshee," and I was a little frightened that they were all such big fans of the show because it's like so violent and crazy. But yeah, they have diehard fans for
Right.
sure.
Final thing, I'll leave you, and also, of course, the plug. Jane Wants a Boyfriend in theaters. Go and see it.
Yes.
Merchandising. You were part of a very successful franchise, and they have a lot of merchandise out for Buffy. Funko has the pops and the reaction figures and everything. There's no.
Oh, I hate the torso of me.
there's
It creeps me
there's
out.
no faith.
There are total faith action figures in
In the new
merchandising.
lines, I haven't seen them.
Oh, well,
That's why
I
I
was
was gonna
never a
ask you
regular
about-
on the show, so I was
But you were very
at first
crucial to a lot of
flattered
the
that I
stories.
had action figures, but then when I would see my torso on someone's desk, it reminded me of that horrible. It was, I mean, I like the movie, but Boxing Helena, remember that?
Yes.
That movie where that surgeon is obsessed with the
Cut off
woman.
the arms
and so
and the
he,
legs of the girl.
He knocks her out and he cuts off her arms and legs and puts her as a centerpiece in his dining room table. Oh my God, I've had nightmares about that movie. And that I feel like Boxing Helena when I see my torso on people's desks.
Well, they've come such a long way as far as articulation and
little
design
sidebar, but-
for the figures. So for the
Yeah.
new Buffy stuff that's coming out, we got to get a faith figure in there.
Some of them I look like a beautiful transvestite, and I get excited about that. Some of them I look like there are quite a few out there that I get to see at the cons because people often bring them to have them signed and stuff
Right.
like that. But yeah, I guess if I'm not in the new line,
we got to make sure that happens.
Maybe I got to make a phone call.
You do. Get out there. I mean, they have 4 versions of Spike. Who needs that? You need a faith in that line there.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. The movie is Jane Wants a Boyfriend. Say hi to them on social media. Eliza Dushku on Twitter and Instagram. And it's Lou N. Krause on Twitter and Instagram, right? Go out and see this movie. Ooh, they're doing the bomb. Celebrate.
We just bump
With the
in.
hand. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on the show. When you have other projects, which I'm sure you'll have many, when you come back to New York, please stop by. I'd love to talk to you again.
You know it, of course.
Thank you.
Thanks, babe.